Azah, congratulations on third place on Big Brother 23. It's been a crazy week for you this week, but you seem to be at peace with third place. So are you?
Thank you. I feel like that's all I can do, be at peace. I tried my absolute best, and how I kind of view things is if it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. I'm very happy for the winner. I think it is extremely well deserved. And the great thing about Big Brother is there's always another season. Don't know if I'll come back, but we'll see.
Based on, everything you said this week and also tonight, like I'm assuming you didn't really have a second thought about voting for Xavier. So what was your thought process like when you were casting your vote?
When I would say my thought process shifted in the past week. Um, I started thinking more of what this season represents, what it means, and who I felt really played the game overall really well and with integrity. And with that being said, even before myself, I had to put him. So it's something that without a second thought, if you asked me weeks back, it would have been probably a different answer. But as it came down to the final three, a lot of questions just started going in my head. And I wanted to really make sure that with this being such an impactful historical moment, we make sure to crown a very well-deserving winner.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was so cruel during part three that the question you got wrong was on your girl, Brittany. It's
I
like of all the
know.
people. So
I
when you
know.
got that question wrong and like X got it right, like where was your confidence level? Like, did you think you could still win? Like, do you think he could like please, like, maybe he'll get another question wrong?
Of course, yeah. I was definitely hoping he'd get another question wrong. But the other thing I told myself was stop overthinking. I knew that Brittany had been nominated 4 times, and the answer that was correct was three. But I started immediately going into how many votes had been evicted, which was answer C. And because I couldn't put my math in that right moment, I went ahead and picked it. I think in Big Brother, one of the things they always tell you is always go with your gut and your first instinct. And that was my first instinct was B. But if I spend time going back and thinking about that question, I would probably drive myself crazy if that's the one question that stopped me short of possibly winning 750K. I can only say that I did my best. At the end, I got the rest of the seven right. And honestly, X is a well-deserving winner, and I couldn't be more than happy that he got a unanimous vote.
Mm-hmm. Well, you also told Xavier the other day that you were fine with him honoring his deal and taking Derek to the end. So did you ever think he would take you?
I felt that it would be considered, but how I've tried to play this game from the beginning has been as objective as possible and with as much integrity as possible. Um, while that was a personal decision that I had made to take him, I didn't want to impose on any type of final two that I had known before taking on this. Proposing this final three. So with Big D already being so upset at me already, I didn't want to take another step to try strategic gameplay into making some type of deal with Xavier. That's why I told him, I think you should honor your deal. Not honoring your deal would probably cost you more than a couple votes, being that he did tell Kylie at a final two with Big D before he left the door. And I never, just as I never didn't feel right going at final two with Xavier in third, I wouldn't feel right trying to insert myself in something that I was quite aware and knew before signing on and taking part in that final three deal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this week your feud, I guess, with Big D escalated pretty quickly. Like, I guess, like how I think it was surprising for like just viewers, but like how surprised were you at like how quickly it escalated and you guys just kept kind of like talking in circles about it?
Yeah, I think this there's so many things. I got humbled when I get into this house, and when you get to the final three, this house gets into be even more of a pressure cooker. Um, um, while I did feel that it escalated, at the end of the day, I know that me and Big D have a personal relationship that's going to transcend beyond this house. So whatever happened between us was just gameplay. But in Big Brother, honestly, it's always is expect the unexpected. You never know what's going to happen. So while it was surprising that it transcended, I think I think it did for a reason, and I can't say that I regret anything that I said because I reacted with something I tried to show throughout this whole game, which was just honesty.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you guys hadn't fought this week, like, would you still have taken him to final two had you won, despite him telling you last week that he didn't respect your gameplay and he carried you?
Mm-hmm. I think while that was a hurtful moment, it was a teachable moment because I was originally hurt by that statement. But that is what had me really thinking about this game. We're at the final three. Somebody's going to win. We all love each other. But, you know, this word of deserves, while I don't feel comfortable using that term, I had to take a deep look at myself and ask myself, okay, we're talking about this entire gameplay. Does X deserve third? And I just, at the bottom of my heart, I didn't think that. So I'm honestly thankful for that moment because it is a moment that had me look into myself, not just looking into this game to win for myself, but really thinking who would be the best winner for this historical season that we had. I think while in the moment I was hurt by Big D's actions and his words, it did help me because it did definitely help in my eventual vote to cast Xavier, not based off of just personal relationships, but based off of who played the best game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like you didn't think he deserved third, and then you said like you were not motivated by money. So like your goal wasn't always to like reward merit. Like, did you come in initially like wanting to win?
I came in wanting to win. I came here wanting to win. Um, I came in wanting to win because I love the game. I came here to play, as they would say. But me wanting to play was not motivated by money. So when I got to the end, did I want to win? Absolutely, I do want to win. But if I didn't win, I wouldn't feel right just doing what I need to do to win. At that point, so many questions started going through my head, and I was like, all right, you do want to win, but would you feel comfortable with this person being third, knowing all the steps that he did and made to help our alliance, put forward all this sacrifices that he made? Do you feel comfortable about this? And I couldn't. And that's why I was comfortable with me, with taking him and with him having the choice as to whomever he wanted, if he needed to honor his deal or not, because it's weird. Like it's something that seems so close to be able to have that, but that's also a huge amount of money that would affect me for the rest of my life. And I wouldn't want any type of lingering thoughts 10, 15, 20 years from now.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think Big D thinks he carried you this game?
In this game, there's a lot of, people do things and people mean well in things. And at the end of the day, week 6, Big D did volunteer himself to be a pawn. I think that is, as someone who was on the block once, being on the block is a very vulnerable position to be in. And maybe that could have had some lingering thoughts as to, with that decision that he made, he felt that he did carry me in my game. I am someone who has had insecurities in my game this entire time, but as I got closer and closer to the end, as I started winning, as I started really helping my alliance and helping in decision making, I saw the benefit that I had made, and I felt that every single member of the alliance did not carry themselves there or get carried by one else. They all made an effort and did something, and it's just something I think he needs to be corrected about.
Mm-hmm. Do you regret targeting and evicting Hannah?
I don't regret targeting and evicting Hannah. I do regret not telling her the truth. And I regret that just because for most of the part in my gameplay, I felt that was a mark on my resume that I could be able to say, oh, I told the truth. And I should have just been honest with her. I feel like that did make a mark on my resume. And if I were in those final 2 chairs, I wouldn't be able to exactly say that. But I don't regret targeting and eliminating her because of the deals I made. I made a final 3 with X and Big D, and I made a ceasefire final 4 with Kylan. So unfortunately, the only option left was Hannah.
Mm-hmm. And finally, what are you most excited to see when you get home and watch the show back?
What is the thing I'm most excited to see? I think I would love to see day 65 when we all finally came together and we're six in the house. I think it was such a beautiful moment. I know throughout the season, we all had our differences with each other. We all had our ups and downs, but that moment, that entire day, that whole 24 hours was just so fun and just happy. And we could just celebrate in as Big Brother fans, as African Americans, making history. Being able to definitely crown an African American winner, but also being the largest alliance to make it all the way. It was just awesome. I can't wait to see that moment.
Historic moment in BB history. Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Azah, it was great watching you. Thanks so much for your time and have a great night.
Thank you. Such a pleasure.